How y'all doing, family? What we're gonna do today, we're gonna talk about citizenship in the United States. Who are we? How did we get to the state we're in? And our only road to freedom, the only way out. You all have to buckle down because this is a very serious video. This is more important than people of color than anything anybody else has been given them. All of the YouTubers that claim to be scholars, that want to be all of this and that. I'm not going to even address them because they're all playing games with us. This is the only true road to freedom for people of color, natural people to this land. And I'm going to show you the truth past the lies, beyond the games that they're doing to cheat the natural indigenous people of this land out of their estate. They've already been told to cease and desist. They've already been charged. They continue to proceed as if there's no repercussions for their actions. But it's time for law and order to take place. This has nothing to do with any groups, occultism, any civil rights, anything, any gangs. This is about human beings in their indigenous right to their land, and who are the true citizens, natural, you know what I'm saying? You're getting a lot of your nationals to this land. We're going to state that. We're going to state who are we the people. We're going to prove that to you today. We're going to take away all the lies and prove who we the people are, and who wrote this Constitution, and all of this, and how the Articles of Confederation came about. Let's get started. I don't have all day. Let's go start screen share. It's going to take a little time, family, but we're going to get through it. We're going to start here. We got to start here. Okay, Morocco, Mr. Philip, charge d'affaires to Mr. Root, Secretary of State, August 3rd, 1906. American Legion, Tangier, August 3rd, 1906. Sir, there are, strictly speaking, no Moroccan laws relating to citizenship or Moorish subjects in Morocco. The fundamental laws of this non-Christian country are based entirely upon Islamic code, no part of which treats of the subject of citizenship. Okay. There are, however, numerous treaties and conventions between various Christian countries in the Moorish Empire, by means of which citizenship in this country is defined. But as I understand from the above acknowledged instructions, that it is not the desire of the department to call for a report upon such lines. I will therefore confine these remarks to general conditions existing, which may possibly be of some use in connection with the information desired. 1, citizenship in Morocco may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects. That means if anybody on this land that is not a United States citizen, they can't prove who they are or their citizenship, they are to be considered Moors. It was a 2 of 3. Moorish subjects lost their nationality only by becoming naturalized in or protected by another country having treaty relations with the Moorish Empire. It was established by the Convention of Madrid, concluded July 3rd, 1880, as follows. Do y'all understand that? Okay, so the citizenship now, where we are with citizenship, we just explained that to you. Okay, let's get to this side right here to start. Got to take our time, fam. Okay, I don't want this one yet. Okay, Constitution of the United States. Okay, we showed how the only way that you couldn't be a Moorish national if you were black is if you became nationalized in another country. Well, you all have become nationalized in the United States. So we have to go through and let you know what that pertains to. And I'm going to show you that right here. Okay, this is the Buck Act. We're going to go up. The Buck Act and the United States of America. Thus, the question comes up, what is a federal area? A federal area is any area designated by any agency, department, or establishment of the federal government. This includes the Social Security areas designated by the Social Security Administration, a public housing area that has federal funding, a home that has a federal bank loan, a road that has a federal funding, and almost everything that the federal government touches through any type of aid. Springfield versus Kenny, 1951, APP dot 104 NE2D dot 65 dot. This federal area attaches to anyone who has a Social Security number or any contract with the federal or state governments. Thus, the federal government has usurped sovereignty of the people and the state sovereignty by creating these federal areas within the boundaries of the United States under the authority of the federal Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2, which states, 2. The Congress shall have power to dispose of. Let me read that again. 2. The Congress should have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States. And nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Therefore, the United States citizens of the District of Columbia residing in one of the states of the Union are classified as property, and franchises of the federal government as an individual entity. Willing Steel Corp. Versus Fox, 298 U.S. 193, 80 L. ED. 1143, 56 S. CT. 773. So if you once you became naturalized or protected by the United States of America, you became their property, where Congress shall have power to dispose of or make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other properties belonging to the United States. So you went from being free to in bondage to a corporation. So this is not even a country we're talking about, but these are the treaties that we have with them. So we're going to deal with, now I have the original treaty, but we were establishing citizenship. We know now that if you're not an American national, then you're a citizen of the United States. And we didn't see, we right here, sitting in front of you. So we're going to go to where the powers are. First, we have to establish who they were. We know the treaties are between the Moorish Empire and the United States. Okay. The Constitution was established by Continental Congress and the Yamasee Confederation of Moors. It was 35 of them that wrote it, and it was 20 European sons that came to be delegators when it was wrote. So our people wrote the Constitution because only a sovereign people can write constitutions for the land. Okay. All right, now we've established this. Now let's get to the treaty. Library of Congress. What is this right here? Okay, this is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. This is the updated version. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Okay, okay, we've established that the treaty was between two different groups of people, right? Okay, now let's go back to screen share. All right, let's do this. Show all windows. Share. Okay, I'll see that what this is. This is the United States Constitution. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna share each page as I go because it's gonna be. I gotta let you know what it is so you can read it. Library of Congress. This is to certify that the collection of the Library of Congress contains a publication entitled "The Public Statutes at Large of the United States of America." Okay, we're gonna stop sharing that and we're just letting you know where this information is coming from. This is the treaty. We're gonna get right here to the treaty. Let's see if they brought everything with them. Yeah, they got everything right here. Okay, let's share this page. Okay, we're gonna be able to do this. These are the articles. Okay, let me can I blow them up? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're gonna get to article 6 and 7 right here. It says here, if any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to his majesty, the citizen shall immediately be set at liberty and the effects restored. And in like manner, if any more not a subject of these dominions, which would mean it's Moors that are subject to these dominions and Moors that aren't. The Moors that aren't are the ones that became U.S. citizens. You get it? Dominion shall make prize of any of the citizens of America or their effects and bring them into any of the ports of his majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they will then be considered under his majesty's protection. So it's establishing right here, we got to understand who's the ruling authority. I think the Moors are the ruling authority over this treaty because they're dictating the flow of the treaty. You understand me? Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, we'll stop and go to the next one. This is we gotta take our time, family. It's something that we're doing now. Something that we're doing. We gotta take our time. We're right here. Let me get here. Okay. Let's get to the what we got right here. It says, this is Article 20. If any of the citizens of the United States or any person under their protection shall have any disputes with each other, the consul shall decide between the parties. And whenever the consul shall require any aid or assistance from our government to enforce his decision, it shall be immediately granted to him. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Article 21. If a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill and wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered, the consul assisting at the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the consul shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatsoever. Okay, Article 22. If any American citizen shall die in our country, and no will shall appear, the consul shall take possession of his effects. And if there shall be no consul, The effect shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust until the party shall appear who has the right to demand them. Okay, let's get this together. Let's go to the next one. We're establishing who has all authority on this land now. That's what we're doing. Okay. Okay, it says, if any differences shall arise by either party infringing on any of the articles of this treaty, peace and harmony shall remain, notwithstanding, in the fullest force until a friendly application shall be made for this arrangement, and until the application shall be rejected, no appeal shall be made to arms. And if a war shall break out in between the parties, it tells the how long the war should be, you know, it should give a year. And this is still standing. It says, this treaty shall continue in full force with the help of God for 50 years. We have delivered this book, and after the 50 years, then we get to this treaty where we are now, right here. We get to this treaty right here. Peace of friendship, once again. And after 50 years, and this one comes with the, okay, right here. This is the last one, and it states everything. It says the consul of the United States of America shall reside in any seaport of our dominions. You see this? It says they shall reside in any seaport. So from the ruling authority on these treaties is Morocco, because it says the consul of the United States of America shall reside in any of our seaport of our dominion. So this is our land. Okay, like we got to go back to this. It shows you that the Moor is the ruling authority, because let me stop sharing, because it's between, we are the first ones that recognize the United States as a country. And I think, let's get to it. Let's get it right. I think this is the very next one. Or is this it? Stop sharing. I'll get it right, y'all. Give me 1 second. 1 second. That's all I need. Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States of America and His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of Morocco. I want y'all to look at that. Okay, 1787, January. So we are the ruling authority on this contract, you know, and this is our land. So we've established that. Let's get back to here. Okay. Now, they've been telling us all this time that this was their land. So we've established the type of people we were dealing with. Let's go to the Articles of Confederation and see who they say that they are. Who are these people? Let's get to the Articles of Confederation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Article 4 of the Constitution. See who these people are. To better secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of the different states in this union, the free inhabitants, each of these states, paupers, vagabonds, and fugitives from justice, excepted, shall be entitled to all the privileges and immunities of free citizens of the several states, and the people of each state shall have free ingress and regress to go to and from any other state, and shall enjoy therein all of the privileges of trade and commerce, subject to the same duties, impositions, and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof, respectively, provided that such restrictions shall not extend so far as to prevent the removal of property imported into any state, to any other state of which the owner is an inhabitant, provided also that no imposition, duties, or restrictions shall be laid by any state on the property of the United States or either of them. So they were paupers, vagabonds, and fugitives from justice, and we accepted them. Over here for amity and peace, trade and friendship. You see what I'm saying? We didn't invite them over here to steal our land and call us enemies, call us criminals, thieves, thugs, everything that they are. Okay, this is just the truth, the facts. We're gonna leave it. Let's go to the Constitution. Okay, now this is where it gets good at. We the people, family. We the people. Let's get it started. Oh, we got let's see what this says. Okay, we the people. Let's get we the people going, man. What article am I? Article 1. Okay. Do I have any? I gotta get this together, family. We gotta go. I gotta have you. I have physical copies that are highlighted. So I have to go and find my way. Give me a second. We're going to start with Article 1, Section 10. And it tells you what no state shall do. We're going to just go down the line. Article 1, Section 10. Okay. It states 3 things no state shall do. No state shall enter into a treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold or silver coins a tender in a payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto laws, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Oh my goodness. A state can't grant you a title of nobility. Okay. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any imposts or duties or on imports or exports, except what shall be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection, laws, and the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state on imports or exports. This, you see, it's not talking about anything criminal. It's all talking about trade. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duties on tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace. You see what I'm saying? It's telling you what the states can't do. They don't have that power. The power lies within the people. Okay, let's go to Article 3. We got to get all this established of who has the power, because they have no power. Article 3 tells you right here, the judicial powers of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as Congress may from time to time ordain or establish. The judges, both of the superior and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. So they only from time to time get this authority. Okay, let's go down here to Article 4, Section 2. It says, the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. So they're saying right here that the new 13 colonies that we accept in these vagars and vagabonds and fugitives from justice, they are able to have the privileges that we had as Moors. We gave them as the Moabites, Moorish people that were indigenous to the land, the Canaanite Moabites, not no gang, but or no religion, the people, the nationality of the people. But the citizenship and in privileges, we gave them the same that we had. Okay, we're gonna go down here to section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government, not the Republicans, but a Republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of this legislature of the execution when cannot be convened against domestic violence. So, okay. We're going to go down here to Article 6. What is the supreme laws of the land? Okay. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or the laws of the state to the contrary, notwithstanding. That means it doesn't even matter whatever laws they have made. The only law you got to go by, you see what I'm saying, is this Constitution and these treaties. No, nothing else. They can talk their head off. Okay, let's get down here to the amendments. We're gonna go to amendment. We get right here 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offenses to be twice put into jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. Okay, let's go down here to Article 10, because we got to get this stuff straight. Who has the power? The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Okay, they say the powers are reserved for the states and for the people, right? Okay, let's look up in law the definition of states. I'm going to stop sharing this right quick. I'm going to share this. I'm going to go back to Adobe because that's on the, yeah, I'm going to start back right here. And no, I can't do that. I mean, okay. Stop sharing. Okay, Black's Law. Okay, I'm gonna go down to state. Okay, state. The state is a people. You see that? The state is the people. permanently occupying a fixed territory, bound together by their common law, habits, and customs into one body politic, exercising through the medium of an organized government, independent sovereignty, and control over all persons and things within the boundaries. It's a people, it's the people. Okay, we got to get, that's what the state is. It ain't what you think it is, the state of Arkansas, it's the people. We got to define everything we do, because I want to make sure we right. Let's go back to the Constitution. Let's go down here to Article 14, Amendment 14. The 13th Amendment, we're going to show you where you can't be a citizen. Okay, the 14th Amendment, this right here is where we want, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subjects to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the United States wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any laws which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of liberty, life, liberty, and or property without due process of law, nor deny to any citizen its jurisdiction, the equal protections of the law. This is what placed you up under colorable law. This 14th Amendment, which was null and void from the beginning. This was when they stepped in, the amendments, after they had stole the land. You understand? This is what placed you up under colorable law. But I'm going to prove to you how this was null and void from the beginning. This is the congressional record right here. 14th Amendment, equal protection law or tool of usurpation. It says right here, whereas the Resolution Act of Congress unlawfully overthrew their existing governments, removed their lawful constituted legislatures by military force, and replaced them with rump legislatures which carried out military orders and pretended to ratify the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is unconstitutional. The purported 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution is and should be held to be ineffective, invalid, null, void, and unconstitutional for the following reasons. It gives 3 reasons right here. The proposed 14th Amendment was rejected by more than 1/4 of all of the states then in the Union, and it was never ratified by 3/4 of all states in the Union, Article 5. So as we sit right now, y'all are up under the 14th Amendment that never existed. So that puts you into a category of stateless citizens. You know what I'm saying? But as we stand right now, we're foreign nationals on our own land. Martin Luther King said, our people are refugees in their own land. He knew the truth. That's why they murdered it. But the fact of it is, he didn't tell the people this fact. He was holding on to that truth. He said, I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land, but I didn't tell my people. See, that speech, that part of that speech wasn't for the people. It was for the Masonic rule that was about to kill him. He was like, I didn't tell my people. I knew the truth, but I didn't tell them. They killed him anyway. You understand? You see? So all of this is going on, and we have to establish who has the authority on this land. See where I'm gonna go with it next. That's stateless person. That's what they made you, a stateless person. Get to it. Introduction. United Nations General Assembly convened a conference of temporaries, whatever that word is, to draft an international treaty on refugees and stateless persons in 1951. While the convention relating to the status of refugees was adopted that year, international negotiations on the protection needs of stateless persons continued. The convention relating to the status of stateless persons was adopted on the 28th September 1954 and entered into force on the 6th of June 1960. It established a framework from the international protection of stateless persons and in the most comprehensive codification of the rights of stateless persons yet attempted at the international level. So the stateless person is an abandoned vessel left at sea under maritime law. So that's what they have us as. Since we are foreign nationals, and once you do claim your nationality, they have to deal with you with foreign relations and access manual. This is instructions for federal, state, local, and law enforcement and other officials regarding foreign nationals in the United States. It tells you how they are to deal with us. In here, I'm going to go down to the second paragraph right here. These legal obligations arise primarily from treaties, which from part of the supreme law of the land under Article 6 of the United States Constitution. The instructions and guidance contained in this manual must be followed by all federal, state, and local government officials, whether all enforcement, judicial, and other, insofar as to pertain to foreign national subjects to the official's authority or to matters within the official's competence. Compliance with these instructions and guidance will also help ensure the United States can insist upon rigorous compliance by the foreign government with respects to the U.S. nationals abroad. So this is how they have to deal with us. We're going to go to questions and answers down here. Let me get to the questions and answers. People ask questions and answers. What page is this? It tells you all who is responsible for notifying the consular officers of arrest and detention, the law enforcement officer who actually made the arrest or who assumed responsibility for the foreign national detention normally should provide the foreign national with the required consular notification information and make any required notifications to the foreign national's consular officers unless a relevant implementing statute, you know, that's what like they saying you're a terrorist or something. They don't have that authority either. Responsibility of the prosecution for notifying consular officers of arrest and detention. Okay, let me go to 16. I think it's it. It tells you everything you need to know here about dealing with them, but that's letting you know who we are, who has the right to this land. Here's the Articles of Incorporation to let you know that the United States has never been this United States minor. I mean, is not a country. This is the Certificate of Incorporation of the United States Corporation Company, 1925. Okay, we got to stop, you know, dealing with these people on their level. You know. Okay, now I'm going to show you where they didn't have any authority to deal with us right now as we speak. As of July the 4th of 2014, this is an original document. People have been accused of pulling up fake documents. This is the original document with the fingerprint from the Pope's attorney. and the seal. You know what I'm saying? Everything is right here. And it says, you know, issue to all members of domestic police forces, U.S. Marshal Service, the Provost Marshals, members of the American Bar Association, and the American Armed Services. It tells everything about this in here. Talks about what's going on. Obama has no power. And it says right here. Let me get to it. I want to. And the people that they're speaking of in this, right? Here it goes. Any and all corporate officers of the United States or any successor organizations inheriting federal service contracts who support, condone, or promote such crimes against the American states or against American state citizens shall be subject to arrest and prosecution for commercial and violent crimes. All foreign officials operating as elected or appointed officials of the United States of America minor who support, condone, or promote any such crimes against the American states or against American state citizens shall be subject to arrest, confiscation of their assets, and deportation to Puerto Rico, Guam, or such other states as may be willing to receive them. Such foreign officials, including members of the American and British Bar Associations, who are licensed to act as privateers against the interests of the United States, of American states and American state citizens from 1845 to 2013 in flagrant breach of trust. All such licenses are now extinguished. Members of the Bar Association are required to cease and desist assaults against the American states and American state citizens and shall be subject to arrest, confiscation, and deportation otherwise. In so much as corporate officers operating the United States of America incorporated in the United States have contrived under conditions of fraud and semantic deceit to revenue the estates of the American states and living American state citizens to foreign jurisdictions of the United States of America. Minor. They are found guilty of capital crimes, including all of fraud and treason committed between 1933 and 1945, and are condemned posthumously in so as much as elected officials operating the United States of America minor have similarly committed war crimes against the American states and their peaceful inhabitants during the same time period. They stand condemned posthumously. No enforcement upon any state or American state citizen is owed as a result of any act of any Congress operating as a sovereign government of the United States of America minor, nor as the board of directors of trustees of any incorporated entity whatsoever. All those estates and estates erroneously believed to represent the American states and American state citizens, and which were conveyed by fraud and legal deceit of the United States of America minor, and more recently the city-states of the United Nations, are revenued without exception to the geographical defined American states and American state citizens, where they shall remain in perpetuity as assets belonging to the rightful and lawful beneficiaries. All legal fiction entities, however structured and named after the American states and American state citizens, are returned to them in their control, free and clear of any debt, promise, encumbrance, or obligation alleged against them as a result of false claims made in their behalf by officials of the United States of America Incorporated, the United States Inc., or by any foreign officials operating the United States of America minor, or the United Nations city-state falsely claiming to represent them or have jurisdiction over them. We note that the current circumstances is in part the result of criminal acts engaged in 150 years ago, which resulted in the commercial enslavement of African Americans who were summarily claimed as chattel backing U.S. government debt in the wake of the Civil War. Despite any act of abolition, and declaration of prohibition against both peonage and slavery, it has been the policy of the United States government to enslave its citizens and to operate as a rogue state among the nations of the world. Instead of freeing African Americans, the sum total result of the Civil War was to vastly expand public sector ownership of slaves, giving rise to outrageous and improper claims that have been made against the American states and American state citizens that we are dealing with today. It is uniquely fitting that the Grand Army of the Republic is recalled to settle the circumstances in favor of the people. The right to act comes with the responsibility to act. And the notice is by my hand and upon my civil authority set forth July 4th of July, 4th day of July 2014. Anna Marie Wilhelmina, Minna, Hannah, Sophia, Reisinger, Von, Ritzenstein, Von, private attorneys in service to His Holiness the Pope Francis. We got everything right here. So we just stating the facts today, family. We just stating the facts. The facts are, you know, hey, all this is true. And you can't hide the truth. It's part one. It's gonna get ugly. I'm gonna prove to you everything. I'm proving everything to you today. You know.